Hello and welcome to the ROKER RAPPORT podcast in association with Sunderland Community Soup Kitchen. My name's Rich Spate and I'm joined to talk about Sunderland's 3-3 away draw at Wycombe Wanderers on this Saturday afternoon by Paul Hunter. How are you this afternoon, Paul?
Yeah, very good. Well, what a game. Obviously, we'll get into it in a second, but yeah, real roller coaster of emotions right there in the last few minutes. But yeah, I'm good, Rich. Good to be here.
Yeah, well, it was a really good game, and we're also joined to talk about it by Paddy Hollis. How are you, Paddy?
Afternoon, lads. Not too bad. Quite an entertaining match, and just sort of starting the year as you're meant to go on, I suppose, by playing lots of entertaining football.
It was really good. I thought we were excellent. Obviously, it was a different looking Sunderland team. I think we were a little bit surprised at 11:30 when the team news came through, not to see Bailey Wright's name on the team sheet. So Sunderland's lineup was Anthony Patterson in goal, Carl Winchester, Tom Flanagan, Callum Doyle and Dennis Serkin in a back four. And then two central midfielders, Evans and Neil, three behind Stewart, which were Gooch, Pritchard and Embleton. So it was a 4-2-3-1 formation, and we looked dangerous right from the start, I guess, Paul. It was a great opening to the game. 3 minutes in, lovely ball into the box from Dennis Serkin and a fantastic header from Ross Stewart. It was a great start, but I don't think it's going to go down as a Stewart goal, is it?
I don't think it is. I think it should. And yes, it was a very, very well worked goal. Great ball in from Serkin from the left. I think before we sort of get into the game, we should say, credit to the club, I think, in the first place for deciding to play.
Oh, well, yeah.
When a lot of teams would have took the easy option and cancelled it. But back to it, as you said, great ball in from Serkin. Maybe a little shove from Stewart on the defender. Slight push, but, we've had plenty of them go against us. So who cares? But yeah, absolutely, great goal, great way to start the game. Just a bit of a shame it didn't last long.
Well, it didn't last long, did it? I mean, it was only a few minutes later. It was, 13 minutes, Paddy, that Mehmeti... It was a bit of a lucky deflection, wasn't it? They worked it well from the outside the box, but then Mehmeti has a shot. It looks like it's going one way and then wrong foots Patterson. There wasn't much we can do about that in the end, was it?
No, I mean, it's one of these where, they've obviously, they've had a bit of a slow start, and in a way, kind of like, you say, obviously, scoring early and get you going the front foot straight away. Sometimes that's a good thing, but I think against teams like Wycombe, I mean, they came to life, and I just felt like from us scoring to them scoring, it felt like, they didn't really create much, but they just had the ball so much, and we couldn't. It seems like we just couldn't get our foot on the ball, where in games in the past when we've scored early, we've kind of like, we've kept that going and we've been able to kind of push on, I mean, there's been games when we've gone in at half time, 2-3-0 up, and those are the games where we score early and we don't sit off. But I just felt like today, I don't know if it was just because we kind of knew what to expect from Wycombe. We just kind of like let them come at us, and against, we know that they play some physical stuff, but they've shown with that first goal that when they get the ball on the floor and you don't close them down, they're going to cause problems. And yeah, it's one of these where if there's no deflection, I think it's a relatively comfortable save for Patterson. It just has enough on it. It's just unlucky, really. It's just a bit of bad luck.
Yeah, definitely. But 1-1 turned to 2-1 after 36 minutes, and it was probably the most controversial moment in the first half. We've had a little bit of a debate about it in WhatsApp groups and all that. I'm very much of the opinion that when the ball is headed up in the air by Ross Stewart, I think it was, from their set piece, that there was a clear foul on Anthony Patterson and the goal shouldn't have stood. Sam Vokes comes in, heads it. Their player's not just holding Patterson, he's also standing in front of Patterson in an offside position. And the goal stood. Do you think we were robbed there, or is it just one of those? Because Don Goodman was pretty clear that, the referee could never have made that decision. What's your view on it?
Yeah, I have to agree with Don Goodman. I think it's a kind of situation where if you're giving that, then you probably have to give Stewart's slight push, as I touched on earlier. For me, the two situations kind of cancelled each other out. There was a lot going on, pushing and pulling from both teams. It was a typical Wycombe goal. I think ultimately, I think it was Doyle and Patterson. They have to be stronger in that kind of situation. This is Wycombe away. You have to read the script beforehand and be ready for those kind of situations. So, no, for me, I think Vokes used his body well. I think that kind of goal highlighted our biggest weakness, and we really lacked maybe like a Bailey Wright type figure in those kind of situations, just to use their experience, go and put your head on it, get rid of the situation and defend it ultimately. But no, I see both sides to it, but for me, no, I think we've got to be fair and say, no, probably not a foul, I think, yeah.
Paddy? Robbed or fair enough? Where are you on that?
I think it's one of these where, Vokes is an experienced Football League striker. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I think it comes down to, I think higher up, that's given us a foul. But I think at this level, I don't know, I just think it's one of these where, yeah, we've got to be stronger. And I agree with Paul. I think we were missing that kind of the experience, or the extra experience head in Bailey White. I just think when the ball's getting looped up like that, you need one of your defenders just to be strong and just get rid of it. Or, ideally, maybe your goalkeeper when he's not like, it's not like he's really getting blocked off. We see that week in, week out, and
he had his arm over him.
Well,
yeah, he was linked. He was like, I mean, no, the listeners can't see this, but I've got my arm over my shoulder, being pushed myself down. That's the position that their striker had Patterson in. Now, how he's meant to jump or go anywhere other than be pushed into the back of his own net when he's been dragged down by a striker, I don't know what's he meant to do.
It's another one of these though as well where, yeah, like, it's not flagged up as a foul at this level, but it's one of these where if it's in the Prem and it goes to VAR,
yeah,
it's getting overturned 99 times out of 100. I think we just have to be a bit more savvy. I think we've touched on this already about like how they play, and we know they're a big physical team, and Sam Vokes is your typical big physical League One centre forward. I don't like to say that one player would have made a huge difference, but I think Bailey Wright would have. I just think if he'd been in the middle there, I just think things would have been different. But it's one of these where that might happen to us on Tuesday, and then it might get flagged up as a foul. There's not really any consistency with those kind of incidences in the box, and it's just another frustrating thing about being in this level, really, and not having that like extra set of eyes on the refereeing decisions.
Well, certainly, and I mean, decisions do even themselves out. As you said, it was a little bit of a push from Ross Stewart for the first one, and then there's an argument that Flanagan had given away a penalty in the second half, and certainly Elliot Embleton got away with one as well.
Yeah.
I think in the second half as well, only picking up a yellow card for what was a pretty nasty challenge where there were studs on a shin in a way that, to be frank, I would expect a red card for a challenge like that. So, swings and roundabouts. But 3 minutes later, lovely bit of play was Embleton, who put the ball on a plate for Ross Stewart, who steered the ball home and got us an equaliser before half time. A bit of quality, wasn't it, Paul? It was Sunderland showing that when we play football, we score goals, or at least we create chances.
Yeah, like the first one, it was a very good move down our left-hand side where we had most of our joy in the first half. Embleton bought himself just a yard or two to be able to put the cross in with a bit of skill. And, wow, Stuart, he just made it look very, very easy. It's not easy to be able to do that, to open up your foot like that, create the angle, and then guide it into the corner. Yeah, wow. I mean, you run out of good things to say about Stuart. It looks like he could definitely play at a higher level with his finishing and his movement, for sure.
Yeah. Lee Johnson was saying that in his post-match interview, touting him around a little bit there, I think. Obviously, we're going to make sure that if we do lose him, we lose him for a good amount of money, and hopefully it'll be a case of him coming up through the leagues with us. But at half-time, 2-2, second half, we were class, I thought. We created chance after chance after chance right from the beginning. Alex Pritchard just putting balls on a plate, first for Embleton, then for Gooch, both of whom miscontrolled. There was some good chances for Ross Stewart as well. We can't go into all of them on this pod, but we were absolutely dominant, weren't we, Paddy? It was a really great reaction, really, I guess, to the first half where we were kind of, second best. It was impressive, wasn't it? Just our creativity.
It was, I thought it was fantastic how we came out and, yeah, I mean, obviously, whatever Lee Johnson's said at half time, it's obviously worked, but to be honest, I don't think he would have really had too much to say. Just go out and basically just keep on doing what you're doing, because I think on another day, both of those ones where we go through one-on-one, they get buried. But you've got to give credit to some of our deliveries into the box, like for the goals and for the chances. Were just, I haven't seen many games recently of Sunderland where our balls into the box have just been like 90%, 95% on the money. Like, I just thought we created so many just very good chances, and you just got to say, like, those sort of chances in the first 15 minutes of the second half, at least one of those should be getting put away, and that's probably the only kind of frustrating thing of you looking back in the context of the game when we've had that like period of domination for sort of the first 15-20 minutes, is that we couldn't finish just at least one of those chances. But no, I mean, I thought we were great. First period of the second half especially, we got in their face, and I think most importantly we actually tried to play our kind of football. I think a lot of teams who go to Wycombe, they sort of get tricked into thinking, oh well, that they play this kind of like rougher, like less glamorous style, so like we should try and match them. But we stuck to our guns, we stuck to playing football, which has got us a lot of results this season. And yeah, it was nice to see that work, because we've come away and yeah, we haven't got the 3 points, but we scored 3 goals at a place where they're not going to ship too many goals at home this season, and I think that's probably testament to our attackers.
Yeah, I mean, we created 20 or 21 shots on target, or shots on goal, 9 shots on target, 56% possession. We had 10 corners, so they're 3. The stats say that we dominate. Stats say we probably should have won the game, I guess. And after Corey Evans had been treated on the pitch from a collision with Patterson, thankfully it turns out it's just a concussion. There's no kind of neck injury or serious kind of wounding to him. And Johnson said it'll just be kind of concussion protocol. And so hopefully, he might miss a game, but hopefully it won't be a long-term thing for him. Jack Diamond came on, did really well. Again, we kept pressing, we looked sharp, went into that period of injury time. And Paul, it was a lovely breakaway for what we thought at the time was a winning goal. I was jumping around my front room, screaming,
Same.
Thinking we were going to be on 52 points and really pushing on. But it was a lovely move, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Stewart. The good thing about Stewart is he scores so many different types of goals, and he had no right to get to that ball. If I think back, I'm sure the defender, I could be wrong, but had a good yard or two on him. Yeah. And because of the way he runs, he's able to make up ground very, very quickly. Was it Gooch who carried the ball and put the ball through?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and Gooch had been a bit wasteful.
He had
in possession at times, but that he put right in the right place for Stewart to run onto.
Yeah, and brilliant finish. And as soon as he hit it, you're thinking, "Oh God, please just go in." And yeah, as you said, when it sort of trickled over the line, you think that's it. But then, just a bit of a sucker punch at the end. It's a shame that I think we did try and keep hold of the ball down the corner, and we just weren't able to do it. Next thing you know, they've got a corner, and Stockdale's coming up. Yeah, you just think, please just see this out. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do it. Real sucker punch, but yeah, it still feels like a positive point for me.
But they were celebrating at the end, Paddy, like and in the post-match interviews, like they'd won not just the game but won the league. So, and I think we should take that as a positive. I think they're meant to be promotion contenders with us, and they were cock a hoop at having got a draw at home after conceding 3 goals. I mean, all right, they'd pulled it back from the brink, but we shouldn't be too downhearted with that, should we, Paddy?
No, I mean, for about half an hour after, you're thinking, we're conceding in the 97th, 98th minute, we should be seeing games out. And it's that initial sort of frustration where it's just like, Sunderland have done a Sunderland, it looks like we've won it in the 92nd minute, and then, you're thinking, we've done the hard work, we've dragged ourselves in front, when we've missed chances, and, you think, oh, well, we've had our chance now to like get that third goal. But no, I mean, I think, I thought before the game, a point down at Wycombe is very good. They're third for a reason, you know what I mean? They've carried on their style of football, which got them up to the Championship. It didn't keep them there, but they're doing it again, and it's getting them results again. But no, it was disappointing, but no, it's a good result to take forward going into a decent run of games, I think.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's that good of a game when you don't even mention the outrageous defending from, was it Jacobson for them?
Yeah.
To clear that ball. Yeah, the look on Stuart's face sort of said it all, didn't it, after that?
I believe that.
Yeah.
But Stuart's so dangerous, and and I think what one thing I'm taking away from this game is just like we've got goals in abundance. We're creating so much. Any team who comes up against us is going to be really worried.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of positives to take out of this.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of games coming up against teams that we should be beating, not as challenging maybe as a Wycombe away. So yeah, it's going to be positive. Well, I think we'll be back on ROKER Report with a longer analysis of this game, and I look forward to the next few fixtures over the next couple of days. But I'll just say thanks a lot for your time this afternoon, Paul.
No, right, it's great to join you, Rich. Great to join you, Paddy.
Yeah, it was nice to talk to you again, and it was lovely to see you again, Paddy.
Yeah, take care, lads. Speak soon.
All right, see you later. Ta-ra.